Hey folks, alcaras here with part 3 of IceMatrix vs. Kiriyama, co-casting with Nizar. Nizar, how are you?
I'm doing great. I am very excited to join. From my understanding, this game has been getting spicy.
Yes, we had some early incursions from Kiriyama. Rome made an attack on the Greek champion city, but then was repelled and has fallen back. And since then has sort of tried to expand towards the middle. They took these central sites here. They finally beat back some of these raiders that had been bothering them all game. They're still having issues with Scythian raiders over here by this patron city that you can see. Meanwhile, Greece also had some issues clearing. They finally cleared out the Vandals here and here and just killed this last Numidian site here. So I think we might see some inevitable conflict between our players here shortly.
It's great to see Rome. I hope it's being presented right. I am noticing. Are we having champions? I believe so, right?
Yes, so Rome's
Oh,
family are champions, landowners, and patrons. So they went statesmanless, Rome. And then Greek families are champions,
interesting.
artisans, and sages. So they went patronless Greece. So,
Interesting. Very interesting. You would think Statesman is a stable that you just have to go.
yes,
Lost connection to server on my side.
no worries, I'm still connected. You might be able to reconnect.
Can we like recap to the viewers what map we
Sure.
have in here?
It's a tiny square coastal rain basin, so one step up from Duel. Um, and as you can see, there's this kind of mountainous middle with
That's
not
an
too many,
interesting mountain.
yeah, with no real pass here until like here. So it's
And
pretty defensible and pretty hilly, hard to go. And then of course the coast here.
oh, that's the first time I see the coast to the north, not to the south.
Yes,
I am
CRB,
so
C,
used to it.
yeah, CRB can have it either way.
And how many cities versus how many cities? I think that's
Right
very
now, Ice
important
Matrix is on
to
9 and
know.
Kiriyama is on 12. There's one more site on Ice Matrix side that isn't settled, and 3 more sites on Kiriyama. So it could be 15 to 10 if they settle everything.
Okay.
So a pretty
Well,
big
that makes
settlement advantage for Kiriyama, especially since he settled this marble site on Ice Matrix's side of the map. Both players didn't do a great job in scouting, and Kiriyama actually managed to settle this without Ice Matrix seeing it until he started attacking, and then Ice Matrix obviously noticed it then.
and to make it even more fun, how many laws do both of them have?
We've got 10 laws for Greece, which is quite a lot. They've got exploration, freedom,
Wow.
vassalage, tyranny, polytheism, divine rule, philosophy, professional army, calligraphy, and elites.
Wow.
They didn't go for guilds. And then Rome just has 4: freedom, centralization, serfdom, and monotheism. Um,
Now, I am so used to Rome just demolishing Greece just due to the unique units. The way it's set up right now, with the maces being available, that means Rome unique unit is just not having fun right now.
yeah, we haven't
Just
seen
the
too many of the
counter.
unique units. I think he has like a stronghold somewhere. I don't think we have any. All right, the players say they are underway. So good luck, have fun. We will let them know. And they are now playing. Oh, but Kirk DC'd. Or Kiri DC'd. Okay.
We have a longbowman just upgraded for
Yes.
Greece. So Greece is super ahead, most likely on technology.
Rome is also
Yes.
getting a longbow. They are 2 turns away from longbow, though they don't really have too much wood. But I think they're also looking for a longbow upgrade. All right, looks like Kiri is back in as well.
Just to
Um,
give our viewers an idea right now, the science difference between Rome and Greece, Greece almost has double of what Rome has. It's
yes, in terms of
not
income,
almost, more than double.
yeah, the total difference is only around 3K science, so not a huge amount. It's 10K versus 7K, but at the moment, the Greek income is double, which is significant. The military score is pretty close together, with a slight advantage for Greece, but both players have been going up. And then order advantage, Rome actually has a slight total order advantage, but both players are been pretty neck and neck. The big thing to point out here really is the improvement count. Greece has 211 to 143 improvements, and that comes across in all our charts in terms of total food, total iron. You can see Greece has an advantage of 1,500. Total stone, Greece has more than doubled the stone total. In total wood, Greece has almost over triple the wood income that Rome has. So the Greece economy is in just much better shape despite being on fewer cities. IceMatrix has done a great job of building up. So I'm expecting that this game should be decided soon once the Greek army turns its tide towards Rome. But of course, nothing's decided yet. There could be tactical blunders. There could be great tactical strategies. We'll see.
Now, navigation is being researched for Greece.
Yes, surprisingly, it's not one of his first 10 laws, which is an unusual choice.
I believe that's going to be manor for...
That is longbow. So
no, longbow.
yeah,
Longbow
that is
coming
both
out
bodkin
in
arrow.
2 turns.
Yep. So both will have 8 strength units in longbows.
Alright, right now it's Rome's turn, so we're gonna switch to the view of Rome. Let's see what they're doing. Ranchers are coming out. Just to update our viewers, we do have Zorro for Greece versus Judaism for Rome. So
Yep,
both
Judaism
of
was
them have
founded
a religion.
on turn 77, so relatively late, but it has spread to 7 cities at this point, and Zoro has only really spread to 4.
So the religion aspect is very favorable to Rome. That being said, they do have an orator, which
Yes,
is very
orators.
interesting.
Unfortunately, none of their families are friendly, but if they can get those families to friendly, that could be a big source of additional orders, and they are running monotheism as well as Judaism, so do have that advantage of orders. And we see some, looks like a granary going down here around these farms, and looks like both players are now in, and we are underway. Some much needed roading to connect the northwest, and then yeah, this Greek scout here paying attention, seeing what the Romans are up to. And then, yeah, I think the Romans are going to finish clearing these Scythians here. And then maybe we'll deal with these raiders. I don't know. They only have one spearman here. They probably could use another unit of some sort because these 3 raiders are being a pain in the butt.
They're just wreaking havoc.
Yeah, I mean they've had a couple raids. They tried to go clear them with 1 spearman. It didn't work, so they fell back. I think in general, like advice for Rome is concentrate your forces. You need probably more than 1 or 2 units to clear a camp, especially as it gets later on in the game. You want to have more than just a handful of units. And had Rome been more aggressive in clearing and cleared with force, they could have easily settled these cities 20 or 30 or 40 turns ago, and it could be a very different game at this point.
Now, one of the Patreon city does have gems and silver, so that is great. One of them, yes, that's another silver for the second one for the Patreons, which is great.
Yeah,
That explains why.
3 years off legendary here, and we do have legendary in the champion seat. Of course, Greece has some legendary cities as well. In fact, has 3 legendary cities. They took an achievement for that, and one of them, Pella, is legendary 2.
That's Greece for you right there. Flying guys are coming out soon for Greece.
Also worth noting the wonder situation. Greece has all but one of the wonders. Ishtar went to Rome, but pretty much everything else went to Greece. There's still 4 wonders left on the board, 3 of them water wonders, and then the Circus Maxus. So I'm curious to see whether we'll see Greece put a lighthouse down in Alexandria now that it's developing, and then use that to go for Colossus and Kothon. I don't know whether Greece is going for point victory. They're still 16 points away, but it is kind of in striking distance with 4 more wonders on the board. And of course, religious wonders are available as well. They haven't built that, so that's 10 points from wonders. And then culture-wise, they're mostly 20 years away, but like they are running calligraphy, so it's not impossible if you put down some estates and run some opulences. They're within striking range of point victory.
Rome has to do something, but I'm not sure what Kiri can do in here, what Kiriyama can pull off, especially against some flank guys that are coming up, the horsemen outside, the ballista, the onagers. That's gonna make it not fun. Longbowmen.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I think facing the Greek unique unit, you really don't want to go horse because that your unique unit will eat the horses alive. Though we don't see too many hoplites around. I don't think. I think there were some earlier, but where do they go? Yeah, we have two hoplites over here and here in the Sage's city. Presumably, they should. He is building a citadel in one of the cities, and then presumably
They
we'll upgrade
have
them.
one in the capital already,
Yes, they have a
but not
citadel, but they
playing
haven't
around.
upgraded, and they are hard building a phalangite here. In Pella, Pella has 40 training, so that's not a bad hard build. Training wise, we can see the Greek cities 64 training in their champion seat, 40 in Pella,
That is
36 in their sage's seat, and it drops off from there. If we compare that to Rome's training, Greece is definitely ahead in training. Rome's champion seat is only 32, and then it goes in lots of cities in the 20s, despite obviously the enormous Roman training advantage.
the Olympiad is being built in 2 years, and it's legendary in the amazing Greece city.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing with Olympiad is, as Greece, technically, you actually want to get them for the +1 base training a year. The completion training is nice, I guess, if you need training, but getting the base training is nice because there just aren't sources of base training that scale like that. Go ahead.
And it's giving almost 3 training per each Olympiad. Every 2 turns to 1 turn, you are bringing 3 training just for existing. You can build almost everything in 1 year to 2 years. The flank guide would be 3 years. If he builds a citadel, which I am not seeing a
There's one being
citadel
built right
yet,
here. We've got it's hiding under the
5 years.
basement. Yeah.
5 years. That, once he builds those flank guides, there is almost nothing Rome can pull off.
Yeah, Rome is behind in laws. Longbows will help. They don't really have the eco to support too many longbows, unfortunately. Um, only 10 wood income. We don't see too many lumber mills down for Rome.
No onagers. I'm not seeing any onagers. Research.
There is one free ballista that's hanging out
Constitution.
here, which of course will do lots of damage. So it really, I mean, we'll see who attacks and which way they attack. It's been a pretty slow-paced game so far. Both players have been pretty cautious. I think after the first session, Kiriyama messaged that just privately to me. He was like, I think I'm behind and I need to take the middle. And so he's done that. And we'll see whether or not he expands from there or continues to expand and waits for Greece to come to him. Of course, Greece might be just going for point victory. We'll see here.
As Greece right now, standing in their position, all I can think of right now is I don't have to do anything. I can just wait him out.
And
What's the
Scientific
worst that he can do?
asks in chat, is that a turn 110 navigation? And yes, this is his 11th law, an unusual strategy with navigation as the 11th law. But yeah, it seems to be working for Greece, at least in this game.
Now let's take a look real quick about the workers' differences between Rome and Greece. That would be a very interesting thing to look at.
25 to 16 in favor of Rome, but the improvement count is 211 to 143 in favor of Greece.
That is
That
that
does
means that we're not using our workers
that does
the way we're
count.
supposed
That
to.
does count disciples, and I think that. Not sure I trust that chart because 25 to
If
16.
you hold the middle mouse button, it should show you
Uh, on workers produced, I
on
don't
the
think it
number.
breaks it down. I don't think it breaks it down for this.
Doesn't break it down? Oh,
No.
that's disappointing.
Yeah.
That needs to be added.
Yep. Yeah. So just much more efficient use of those workers from Greece. I think if I swap over, let's see, worker units is the first one. So I think that number should be what it is. I think it's also 18 workers. So I think there
18.
were just a bunch of disciples as well. So it's 18 to 18. But then I don't recognize enough Russian. All right, Kiriyama has used all their orders, so presumably we will see I think players agreed to do first turn without a turn timer, maybe to reacquaint themselves. It's been a couple days since they last played. It makes sense to just ease back into what the hell were we doing. But yeah, it's looking pretty good for IceMatrix at this point, assuming he doesn't commit any tactical blunders. Or honestly, he can just sit back and get those last 16 points with opulences. He does not have a builder. He has a scholar on the throne. Do we have a builder in the line? We're going a tactics student, which might be some aggression, although commerce student could be a builder. So we'll see who the next ruler of Greece is. On the Roman side, he does have that orator.
He doesn't really have to do anything once that tactics student pulls out. Uh, if I was in his position, I would hope for a hero or a zealot.
Yeah, I mean, Greece is
I
in a
would say.
pretty good defensive position. I mean, I think it would be a mistake for Rome to try to attack into this champion seat with all these onagers set up. Like, there's no way he's going to break that. He doesn't have the horse to break the onagers. He doesn't have elephants. It's not clear. Like, this would just be a slaughter. He could potentially go attack the north here. Greece does have a pretty good river and road network, though, so could move those forces north, and does have a bunch of troops up here as well. But I would love to see Rome consolidate their forces. They're kind of all over the map right now.
We have 0 orders for Rome
Yep.
right now, so we are seeing a bunch of great things being built. I believe we have a barracks in one of the landowners. We have hamlets being built, which is interesting. I'm not sure you need hamlets right
I
now,
think,
seeing that you have 290 gold.
yeah, so some of it might be reaction. So you'll notice the champion family is at minus 94. They were at minus 400 last session. And
Oh
it
wow.
turns out when they're at minus 400, maintenance goes up to plus 50%. So he built a lot of hamlets to try to overcome that. Obviously, turn 100 hamlets are not great. Ideally, would have loved to see those earlier, especially since Rome starts with Paulus. But I think he's still trying to fix his champion's opinion. He has been doing a pretty good job converting families as well. So hopefully we'll see
Yes.
an end turn here so that we can get this game underway here. But turn 110. So this is now officially the longest tournament game. I think my game with Rincewind went to 108. So this is 110 now. So we're in uncharted territory. So 90 turns and the game is over on points. Of course, I think we'll see a point victory before then. So
It's very interesting when the game goes for actual late game where all the unique units are kind of obsolete compared to just pure swordman, compared to a longbowman, crossbowman, polypus,
again,
mangonels.
Greece did get navigation and is unpausing the turn timer. With 310 science, they've got pretty good science income. With that scholar, they can go anywhere they want in the science tree. They haven't marked anything. They did mark Botcanero, but of course they have that. Really curious to see where they go tech-wise. Also have some events.
Swordman.
Swordsman would be very good. They do have that anti-infantry. He is indeed going for swordsman. So he can upgrade his macemans into swords, and then I don't think Rome really has an answer unless they mass build ballista, which we haven't seen. Because I don't think Rome even has machinery yet. Let me double check.
No, they do
They
not
don't.
have machinery.
They don't even
They do
have.
not have
They
ballistas
don't have
or
hydraulic.
even constitution.
Yeah, it's not machinery that gives ballista. It's
As Rome, you
hydraulics.
need
Hydraulics. Yeah.
tyranny.
What was that?
As Rome, you really need tyranny
I
as a
th-
law
I think
just for that 20%.
I think he thinks he's behind in science because he is behind in science. So that might be one reason he's not running tyranny. But he doesn't have sovereignty either. So like, he doesn't have constitution either. He's just very, very far behind at this point. Both players have kind of teched kind of directionlessly, I would say, in the tree. They've just kind of picked whatever's offered and not been very
Yes.
thoughtful about what they've going after or what they're targeting or cycling the deck to get what they want. All right, the next Greek city, the 10th Greek city, has just been founded here, Heraclea on the north coast. And Greece, of course, has vision thanks to this agent network that's being formed in this city, and then an agent network here as well. Scouts are now visible on the map with this little red eye. They can't be interacted with. I'm not sure what happens if a unit walks over them. Presume it gets moved somewhere else, but yeah, they're basically frozen during that.
What I learned from my matches is that most of the time when you are going into these tech trees, you want to focus on the bottom part of it because that's what wins you the game. Economy is great. You want to build economy, but most of your games are not gonna go to turn 110. It's not gonna go to that late game because
But
the other players are just purely brutal. They're gonna see that weakness and they're gonna go for it. They're not gonna wait for you to do catch up.
yeah, I mean, I think that hasn't been the case this game. So both that's maybe why we're seeing late game here. Also worth noting, this city just got founded. It has plus 21 culture base, plus 10 from
Just
calligraphy, plus 2 from Greece, plus 2 from honey that's unimproved, and then plus 50% from the mausoleums. This city is going to turn into another victory point in 5 turns. And now Greece is 15 points away from victory. So calligraphy
just
is really doing work.
calligraphy, just doing calligraphy stuff. That's for
197
sure.
culture, all the way down to 18 culture, 21 culture. Like no Greek city is really under 20 culture.
There is. I wanna say there is something for Kiriyama to do, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not confident in it. I'm hoping, really hoping that he just shows us, hey, you guys are discounting me. You guys are not looking at what I can pull off, and I'm gonna show you what's up.
Yeah,
I'm
I
hoping for
mean,
something like that.
tactics can, of course, change everything, right? We've seen some battles in the tournament so far where people attack with superior forces and then are repelled through superior tactics or blunders or misplays. It's very possible to march a superior army in and lose it if you are outplayed tactically. Of course, ideally, you want a superior army and superior tactics, but hard to pull those off. So we'll see here. I mean, I think IceMatrix is in a kind of sitting pretty situation. Like he doesn't need to attack. Um, he has point victory once he builds a couple more wonders and gets a little bit more culture and maybe a religious wonder. He's got a great economy. Really no rush. Of course, Rome still has a couple more sites they can settle. 1, 2, 3 more sites, which would put them at 15 cities. They did get that Ishtar. There aren't really any more wonders on the board, and they're way behind in culture, though. So I don't think they can beat Greece to a point victory. So I think the onus is on Rome to figure out where and how to attack.
What I'm really disappointed in is that I'm not seeing any cartography from Rome, although it
Yes,
doesn't sound like it would make a huge difference. When you're behind in science, cartography can be the word overpowered. You are thanking your
steel research
opponent for
helps.
being ahead.
Yeah, steel research definitely helps. It's based on the number of cities your opponent has, which is a little weird. So because Ice Matrix doesn't have that many cities, it would probably be like 200 or 300 science. But hey, 200, 300 science every 3 years is pretty good. I think it's a 3-year mission, if I remember right. It's been a while since I've used it. So yes, it is
300
a 3-year.
science.
Yeah, that's
It's a
plus 100
third.
science. Yeah, it'd be a big boost for Kiriyama.
It's a third of a Bodkin's. Um,
Well,
it's a third of a Bodkin's
although
research.
honestly, at this point, you don't need that much more science. Like once you have an 8th strength unit, and assuming he can fix his law situation, he's up to 5 laws now. Like there's very little value going deeper into the tech tree. Like getting Cataphract is completely pointless against Greece because of their unique unit. Polybali is actually worse than a ballista against most of their units because they don't have very many ranged. So like there's really not much more that you need. Swordsman would be good. Crossbow would be good. He did go for longbowmen. Longbowmen aren't bad. He doesn't have a routing unit. Not too many routing units on the Greek side either. Just a horseman here and there. So he does
Even
he does have civics to adopt another law. Would love to see legal code
legal
here
code.
for
Let's
for
go.
more civics income, especially since he didn't go polytheism. Go ahead. Sorry.
Um, even with a lot of spearmen with the enemy, you still need a chariot or two just to be able to do a maneuver around to kill those onagers because they're lined up. He has 4 onagers that Greece has lined up for it. Then you just walk around the units. Zone of control doesn't matter. You have longbowmen. You hit them once or twice with them, and you just finish the job with those chariots.
Yeah,
It's gonna
unfortunately, I
do
don't
a
think he
lot of
has
work.
too many. He's just got a couple chariots, and they're all in the north, and some Scythian horses. So yeah, just three chariots. I don't think he has stirrups yet. So that, but even a 5 strength chariot is going to do some work towards those onagers. Let's see how much it does here. Yeah, it does 9 or 8 damage to a unlimbered onager on a hill.
How
So
much would a longbowman do is the real question. I would say 9.
probably not that. I
He
mean,
has a longbowman right there between
there's
the two
one. Yeah,
cities at the
yep,
front
yep,
line.
yep. Yeah, longbowman would be 8, 12 potentially. So like, yeah, you can. These onagers are in a very easy to route chain. They're not protected well. Um, so that
With
could be good. I mean, I don't know that I would attack into this though, because like
Oh,
I,
definitely not.
I feel like I would rather just go kill easier forces here and take some cities and force Greece to react and fight on open plains instead of a situation where he's like you have alternate places to attack. Like you never almost want to attack into your opponent's strength if you can avoid it.
Middle side
Of course,
does
if you
look
can't avoid
really
it, right? But like this city is a lot less valuable to Rome than this city is to Greece. So like even if he
yes,
loses these 2 cities, if he's driving a heart into the empire here, then like it's going to be Greece will be forced to react.
but you need siege equipment to be able to make actual use. The middle city of Greece has a lot of hills that you can throw an onager in there and just attack the city for free.
Yeah,
It's gonna
these
be
hills
really hard
here.
for the horses to do anything.
Yep, these hills are. I mean, we're not seeing that sort of level of tactical play right now from out of Rome. So yeah, I mean, I think the game should go to IceMatrix from everything I've seen in 8 hours of commentating this match so far. I've managed to do the first and second session, so yeah, tried to provide a bunch of coaching advice to the players in terms of things to keep in mind. I think the biggest lesson for both is just concentrate your forces. Don't try to clear 3 barb camps at once. Just clear one at a time, but with enough forces to clear it quickly. Like there's a big difference between clearing with 1 or 2 units and clearing with 4 or 5, especially once the barbs get
Agreed.
to strength 6. Like you can't just walk in there with the spearman. It's not going to have a good time. As we see, this spearman is having a bad time. There's 3 raiders, even though it is very highly promoted and like is very good against both these units. It's just having it like it's a steadfast spearman, and it's just not having a good time because there's just these are 6 strength units.
Uh, I mean, historically speaking, the Scythians did 100% give Rome a terrible time, and right now we have a great recreation of history right now.
Yes, it
So
is historically accurate, but
unless he
like
moves something, it is not gonna be fun.
yeah, I mean, realistically, this camp should have been cleared 20 or 30 turns ago. Hopefully, he'll remember to put something on this camp so it doesn't respawn in 9 years. He does have a settler that he just rushed out here, so he'll probably settle this site, and then probably will want to clean this up. And then once he does, he can sort of focus all his attention on Greece, because there's nowhere more to expand. Like that's it. Time to go kill your opponent. Yeah, these tribes are just doing work here, tearing it up. The new AI from tribes makes them pillage stuff. I think those groves have been pillaged like 2 or 3 times. His heir is a tough, bold, cunning tactic student, getting double
That's
tutored,
great.
or at least tutored once. I don't know if he's gonna. Looks like he doesn't have any courtiers that are free for the second tutor. Would love to see one stop being an agent just
Uh,
so that we can get a double tutor on the heir.
when you're
Um,
trying to finish a game, you have a scholar, you gotta double tutor just to make that juicy, wonderful air that will clear, especially a tactics student, especially when you know a war is coming. It's gonna make a huge difference when you have a 2 or a 3-3-7-3 air that will just ruin your enemy.
yeah,
And the
we will
wife is
see.
intelligent, so that is definitely an inherited good skill.
She already has her 3
And
strengths: cunning, tough, and bold already. So
so that is just great.
yeah, one of these agents could just leave a city, and tutor. But I mean, there's a lot to manage at this game. Also, probably this guy's 58, so he might think that this leader is going to see all the way out to the end as well. So I know I've definitely forgot, like, just not bothered tutoring heirs because I'm like, oh, the game's going to be over soon. It doesn't matter.
Nothing wrong with abdicating. If you have a zealot coming, you have 224 training.
Honestly, I would abdicate to builder in this situation and just spam out the last of the wonders and go close it out. Because like you are within striking distance, 1, 2, 3, 4 wonders. There's a religious one at the board. You could potentially found Christianity, assuming you can get your hands on a Jewish city. Yeah, like Greece has no reason to attack. And indeed, there is the lighthouse going down in Alexandria.
There it is.
So that city is now 19 years away from strong, and once it hits strong, it'll be able to build the Colossus and the Kothon. And he's also starting a courthouse here for some reason. I guess more civics, but
Because why not?
I mean, I would have loved to
Why not?
see. I would have loved to see an Odeon here, just to speed up the culture and also send some luxuries to the cities. Send some of the honey and wine
Agreed.
to speed this up. But yeah,
The real situation is that Kiriyama has no real answer to just this match right now. I would say the match will end at turn 140 probably.
hopefully
Question
sooner.
is,
Hopefully sooner than that. But
I hope so too for your own sake. It is 11 p.m. in Eastern US. I have no idea what time it is for you right now,
just 8
but
p.m. on the West Coast, so it's not too bad.
8 p.m. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, thanks for staying up late to help co-cast here. And yeah, this game probably over if you're just tuning in. We've got a kind of military score. They've been neck and neck. There was an early attack, well, not early, but attack around this turn. You can see was beaten back by Rome, and then Greece has been kind of shooting up since then. Still showing similar, but the real story here is science. Greek science production has completely outpaced Rome's. Orders is also pretty close, but the other big difference is culture. The Greek culture situation has doubled the total amount of culture, and Greece has all but one of the wonders so far and has just started one of the 4 remaining wonders as well.
I will take a moment to say that I am pretty impressed that Rome was able to keep up somehow in science, seeing that they don't have sages for a while. I'm pretty impressed that they were able to keep up with culture, seeing that it's Greece. So Kiriyama is putting a really strong fight, is not doing it anymore, and we need to do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Even
that
in civics, Kiriyama kept up with it, even though he doesn't have statesmen.
yeah, to answer chat, there's just one wonder construction. It's lighthouse. The other ones are gated behind strong in this city, which is why I'd love to see luxury sent and an Odeon there to speed that up. And then he needs to get Circus Maximus, which just requires adjacent to city center. So there are some places he could build it in one of his 3 legendary cities, because he's got 3 legendary cities. So any one of them will work, and he could definitely build Circus Maximus, though can't afford it at the moment. And maybe is building courthouses to try to increase his culture income. Would also love to see swap off divine rule at this point, and getting, like, if you need culture, if you need civics, legal code is going to help. And also, he's only getting 4 orders from divine rule. He has polytheism, but hasn't built shrines anywhere else. So I don't actually see any more shrines going down. So yeah, I'm not.
That will make his civics 350
Yeah,
with legal code.
late game legal code is very good. How much culture coming in from Culture Point Scientific asks. So this is the city view here. He's going to get a point in a turn from the city, or 4 turns from the city he founded, and then pretty much nothing until these developing cities. That's 3 more points there, and then maybe these 2 strong cities will tick over to legendary. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points from culture, maybe 4 in the next 20 years. Wonder-wise, of course, he's got 4 wonders available still, or 3 available, 1 that's under construction. So that's 4. That's 8 points. So 8 plus 4 is 12. He's at 45. 45 plus 12 is 57. So he needs to find 3 more points. So he can do some opulence projects with the states. He could build the Zoroastrian wonder for 2 more points. He definitely has point victory within 20 turns or less if he wants it. Yeah, I think the priority here is really start those wonders and get those estates up and start some opulence projects, and you should be able to close it out. Or honestly, you could also just, another great source of points is taking opponent cities. Each one of these is 1 point right there, just sitting there. So yeah, taking opponent cities also a great source of points.
Is it possible to turn on the overlay for resource and urban improvement? Is Shift M?
Yeah, you can also just do it in the custom overlay here. I just have tile resources on because that's my preferred urban
The
improvement.
reason for that is because that way the viewers can see the amount of Odeons, theater, amphitheater that is just shown in here. That looks very pretty for Greece. That is the 200, I believe, improvements that Greece is just pulling. I am pretty impressed by the amount of improvement that Greece has been keeping up.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job playing SimCity, but I think both players have kind of been unfocused, right? Like for example, here, why on earth are we building a master poet in this city? Um,
Right. We don't need a master
we're
poet.
we're legendary. It's 29 points. The master poet is not going to speed it up. I guess if you want civics, but honestly, the payoff of spending 96 civics on a master poet is not worth just spamming council. Council will give you 24, will double your civics output in the city for free. Basically, you can just run council forever. And like that instantly solves your civic problems. And like the master poet is never going to pay off first legendary council.
He
Um,
doesn't even need that. He has 252 coming in per turn.
yeah, no,
Legal code 352
yeah,
per
no, like
turn.
again, I think this, and here we do have a phalangi upgrade here. I think this is kind of a problem that I've seen, not a problem, but something players struggle with. They're kind of just doing a little bit of everything and not really picking a focused strategy. It's really important in old world, just like in an RTS, to figure out what you're doing. If you're trying to do three different things, you're not going to succeed, as we saw earlier in the game when IceMatrix was trying to clear this camp and this camp at the same time, when Kiriyama was trying to clear this camp, this camp, this camp, and this camp at the same time, and none of those things were working. You really want focus strategy. Like Kiriyama could still win this game if he turned his entire economy into producing longbows or decided to just go after swordsmen. He's getting some stirrups now. Just had focused for that tech wise early on and said, you know what, I'm going to go kill Greece. My strategy for doing that is I'm going to use ballista and swordsmen and onagers, and just marched in with ballista, swordsmen, and onagers. Or like it almost doesn't matter what, like having a concentrated force of 8 strength units, just punching really hard and focusing towards that. I think what you want to avoid is just kind of dabbling around the tech tree, getting a little bit of this, getting a little bit of that. That doesn't really lead anywhere, and both players kind of have done a little bit of that. Like
Here
here's
is
a random trapper that's being done. Like okay, um, not sure why we would see a trapper on turn 112 at this point. At this point, like the payoff of this trapper is just not worth it. Like
right. And I'm taking just a quick look at the Greece improvement, urban improvement placement. I know that it's just small things that does not make a huge difference probably in the grand scheme of things. But if you are being left free to do whatever, and I know that they had like an early fight a little bit,
it was like a
you
turn
need
70 fight, so
work.
I wouldn't call it early.
Then you need to be very specific about how you build your urban improvements. I'm not saying you need perfection. I'm saying that
Yeah, I mean,
it would make a huge
I
difference.
think there definitely could have been things to improve, especially in the capital in terms of the layout. It is kind of buildings are everywhere, but honestly, I don't want to critique it too much, mostly because adjacency bonuses are pretty minor in the grand scheme of things, and it's very easy to get hung up on adjacency bonuses. I see a lot of new players get stuck on adjacency bonuses and be like, "Oh no, I can't build the building because I don't have a perfect adjacency building." Just fucking build the building. Don't worry about the adjacency
Yeah,
bonus.
just put it
But
in.
yeah, no. So I think totally fine. I think that the bigger challenge for Greece is he's kind of done a little bit of everythingitis, where he'll just build every improvement everywhere, which is not great. So like we'll have random Odeons everywhere, which maybe that was his strategy to go to legendary, but he's also building courthouses everywhere, right? Like you probably don't need a courthouse in this city right here. This city's producing 14 civics. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
really need a courthouse at this point. Not at turn 113. That stone would be better used for another wonder to win the game earlier. Um,
probably a better option, I would say, is a military circle of sort or military, like a barracks, garrison. That will give you orders. That will give you the training you need to be able to push the limit. Maybe, as you mentioned, an Odeon.
Now
Just get
here's
that
another.
developing.
You've got a granary going down here next to just two farms, also next to a mountain tile, which I don't love. He's got 90 plus 99 food. There's lots of tiles he could
Don't
farm.
need that
Lots of
food.
tiles he could farm. He does not need to use precious wood, which is actually his most constrained resource. And he's building longbows. He shouldn't be wasting wood on a granary at this point, right? Not at
That
this
is
not at this point, right? Like I understand, like, well, I have a worker and this worker needs something to do. Workers can move between cities. I think Scientific does this really well in his games. He'll like kind of have like a gang of workers, improve one city, be like, okay, that's good enough. We're going to the next city, and like just get those cities up and running quickly. And as you say, Nizar, like getting a racks up, getting some ranges up. I'm happy to invest wood in ranges because it makes training better, right? Like all those cities are great. Although honestly, at this point, you can basically run rush economy. You don't even need trading. You at 200, 300 civics a turn, like you can pretty much start rushing units. You are getting cohorts. Martial code is also not very far away, and you can start buying units. You've got pretty good gold income. So, but I think this is kind of a trap I see a lot of players fall into. I know I definitely fell into it when I first started playing Older World. It was like, and I think it's something common that you do in Civ, right? You build a library in every city, you build a courthouse in every city. That's just kind of the way you play the game. But like Old World, especially multiplayer Old World, really rewards focus.
right. Agreed. Very much agreed. And it's very military focused
Yeah,
in Old
this is
World.
something Fluffy does really well. I'd encourage folks to watch his duel against Becht. He actually has the POV on his channel. He just reacts very well and then only builds what he needs, right? He's not going to go off and build stuff that isn't necessary. He's just going to build enough to go kill his opponent. And then when his opponent is dead, it doesn't matter, right? The game's won. I don't need a university if my opponent is dead.
That is definitely agreed on. Something that I noticed that many players don't realize about the game, and that you mentioned it already, but I'm gonna reiterate it because of how important it is. Old World is not a civilization game. What you said is very correct. When you are playing this game, this is a military game. You are going out there to conquer. You are not going out there to build up and try to achieve that point victory. A point victory is great, but even with a point victory, you need a huge military to secure what you're doing. This is a
Especially
war game.
in duels, right? In FFAs, like you can go off in your corner, be friendly with everyone else, and then come from behind with a point victory or ambition victory or wonders, whatever. But like even there, you might get invaded, so you probably want military. But in a duel, right? Like unless your opponent just leaves you alone. And credit to Kiriyama, he did attack at turn 70, but then was repelled. His attack timing was pretty good. Most of Greece's forces were up in the north, but yeah, attacking into a champion city is also really hard to do. And it was kind of an oddly timed attack because he had like Macemen getting upgraded on the way, but he attacked before he had them. So it was just like, okay, he had a hero ruler that didn't launch offensive. So there's definitely some tactical improvements there
I
as
mean,
well.
as Rome, to be honest with you, versus Greece, you can win the game by turn 50. Once you have those Histatus, once you have those
Yeah,
archers,
I
once you have
mean,
those chariots,
I mean,
there is nothing that your opponent can pull on you.
I think
What
one
is he
thing,
gonna do exactly?
I think one thing that like we've seen players do in tournament games is like if there's camps, they're like, well, I can't attack my opponent. I have to go clear these camps. Um, we cheered when like Rome settled this city at the end of session one. And then like my hope is that he would just turn his entire economy into like continually pushing units here and like using his superior infrastructure at the time. But his economy has always been in worse shape as well, which hasn't helped. Right now he's trying to upgrade to longbows. He has -2 to wood a game, -2 wood a turn, and barely has any lumber mills down. Where Greece is sitting at +75 wood. So we'll see.
When you smell blood in the water in this game, when you're seeing your opponent at his weakest moment,
It
go
can
for it.
it can be hard. I mean, honestly, it can be hard to know when to attack, especially for folks who are new to multiplayer. Like that, that is something I still routinely mess up. You can misread your confidence. You don't know. You don't realize how quickly an opponent, like it's, you don't know how much civics an opponent has banked. You don't know if they can rush out 5 units suddenly on top of you, and then you're in deep trouble because they just rushed out their unique unit, or they rushed out an 8 strength unit that they had one of, and now they have 6 of them. So it can be very hard to know when to attack. So But I do think it is worth having, like, think about, and again, this comes down to like just RTS games, card games. Know your win condition. What is your win condition, and how are you going to get towards that win condition? Are you winning via like turtling up and building wonders and holding them off with onagers and like making a really hard to break position? Or are you going to win by go killing them? Or are you going to win by out-teching them and hitting them with a timing attack? Knowing what your win condition is and like moving towards that win condition. Like I'm really confused about this Elder Poet here. Like I do not know what this Elder Poet is doing. Yes, it gives you 7 extra civics a turn, but like you have 200 civics a turn right now. Like you don't need more civics. It's not going to really speed up Legendary. It maybe speeds it up from 26 to 25. The game should be over in that many turns. Like at some point, and Scientific also likes to say this, at some point, the game is, you see the end of the game and like nothing else matters. You just need to get to that point. So you stop. Like Apprentice Officer in Pella does not make any sense on turn 113. Right, that apprentice officer. If you want a military city, if you want a military construction in this city, you had 9 other specialists you built before that apprentice officer. You also already have 2 elder officers. Like there's no need for another apprentice officer at this point.
And just take a quick look at the training in that city, how long it takes to build stuff. You can build your flank guide in 6 years. You can build that onager, and that is what you should be building in there, or ballistas, because siege units are cheaper just because you're an artisans. You have no reason, no need to build anything else.
Yeah, I mean, also you have a lot of civics, so you can just rush stuff. So I don't know. It's just a little bit of like lack of focus, lack of like. Again, I love officers. It's great seeing officers up, but like after a certain point, like the payoff for the officer is less than just like building a unit, right? Maybe it'll save you 1 turn on 10 units. At that point, it just doesn't matter because you're not going to be building 10 units after you build that officer.
Very much agree.
So we'll see here. It's Rome's turn. Been keeping the camera on Greece mostly because it's a little easier to see what's going on because the interface is in English. Looks like he is still struggling with this raid here, and as you can see, there's a bunch of pillaging going on here. Would really like to see him pull up another military unit here. His economy isn't doing great. Probably would love to see some lumber mills as well. We are getting some down here, although cross-family workers, but better late than never, right? Could see some lumber mills here as well. We do have some idle workers. These workers come just build lumber mills. Also could repair this stuff, but like send up another spearman. Go click kill this with like 4 or 5 spearmen. Yeah, it's looks like Greece is kind of poking a little bit here. We see this phalangite coming up here, and it's fortifying though. So like it doesn't look like Greece is going to go kill. He's just kind of walling off. So we might see our first point victory.
I think it would be, what's the word I'm looking for? I think it would be very epic to see a point victory just for the sake of sorry, disconnected. Just for the sake of novelty, just for the sake of going, hey, you can actually do it.
Yeah, I mean, we are on points high because tournament, like the reason that is I wanted to avoid people just turtling and trying to win on points because it doesn't make for very fun gameplay. But Rome is now actually weaker to Greece. So Greece should like I don't know. At some point you want to go attack, right? Killing your opponent is a safer way of winning the game because you never know what your opponent can pick up. And honestly, at this point, this late in the tech tree, if I were Greece, I would want to close out my opponent because I know he's on 4 laws, or he's on 6 laws now, right? He's gotten 2 more laws. So in a second, he's going to have his 8 strength unique unit, which actually is really good against most of my army. So like Rome is only going to catch up at this point. He's also on 14 cities to 10, right? So like at some point, Rome is just going to catch up, and then like you want to kill him before he decides he's going to catch up and then come kill you with his superior military infrastructure. I don't know that he can get to that in this game, but like it's much safer to kill your opponent when you have the advantage than to sit back and wait and hope that your opponent doesn't do something to give themselves an advantage. Tech choice here for Greece. Discovered cohorts, so now he has swordsman. Curious to see what we will get next. Not very many things available left. He can basically pick any tech that he wants. Doctrine might be interesting, honestly, for orthodoxy to be able to rush out. We've got a pretty good order economy. Martial code, also interesting for Rush. Like, I would love to see one of these two techs just to enable the Rush economy. I don't think we need crossbows at this point. And potentially we could go martial code into barding. 10 cataphracts will definitely end the game. I don't see any swordsmen, or sorry, don't see any spearmen on the Roman side until we get way up here. There's a couple spearmen dealing with the Scythians, but like another end
Even
game
if
tech
he
is
has
like barding.
spearmen.
Yeah, barding just eats. I mean, 10 strength unit eats a spear alive, right? So like, yeah. So we'll see what Grace does, but like I mean, in the interest of viewers, I would like to see him go kill Rome, right? Like that's more interesting content than just sitting here winning on points. But definitely seems like we're going for a point victory. Curious to see whether this commerce student will turn into a builder and whether we'll see an abdicate towards that builder. He's going coinage.
Okay.
Don't love coinage. Not really sure what coinage gets you at this point. Let's see.
Just
Why would you go
pacify
coinage?
city
You would go
for
coinage
more
because
science.
you would go coinage because you want to get Dromons because you're doing sea combat. Not really a situation. You'd go coinage because you want Lantine Sail for autarky because you don't have enough horses or elephants. Also, not really like coinage. Just not at this point. Like your economy is strong enough. Generally, coinage is not a tech that you get outside of anything naval. It is nice to unlock Dromons, but other than that, I don't know that I would go coinage. The market line is good. It's fine, but like it's very much a win more card, right? If you can afford to build valuable stone or turn valuable wood into like the market and fair are very expensive, right? It's 80 wood,
Right.
100 wood, like for more gold. This is part of the reason traders are so nice. You get that fair in probably your richest city and get that sweet elder shopkeeper, and then you don't need to ever get coinage. So yeah. But I mean, again, this is kind of what we've seen. It's symptomatic of what's been going on in the entire game, where both players are kind of just dancing around the tech tree without really like without a goal. Like barding would be a good goal. Doctrine, martial code, those enable rushing. Martial code also has that free Phalangite, so you get 2 more free Phalangites. Your tech situation is good enough that bonus cards are just as good as production. So, but we'll see. I mean, I think IceMatrix has this game locked up. I'd be surprised if Rome can pull from behind and win, but it's not impossible, right?
Right.
Like as long as you leave your opponent alive, they can do stuff to you. I don't love the walls here from Rome because like if Greece is attacking you, like walls aren't going to save you at this point, and like that stone would be used on something else. I think better like barracks. Although we are building 1 barracks, but like yeah.
I would have loved to see mangonels from Greece right now.
Mangonels could be good. Honestly, mangonels are kind of a diversion tech tree wise. Like they're behind cartography. They're kind of hard to get to. They're not very good because by the time you get them, like they just die to any horse. They are very good, but like honestly, I would rather have polybally over
Mm-hmm.
mangonels. Polybally, especially since polybally and crossbows are so close to each other, right? This is much cheaper if you have crossbows. Crossbows are still really good. Like if I'm Rome and I'm thinking about this, well, I'm either building my unique unit or I'm going crossbows because I know crossbows eat everything the Greek army has alive. We do have some swordsman upgrades here from Greece, so that power spike is going to continue spiking. Rome is now primitive and weaker, so we can take a look at the total science graph here. We see the Greek science is going to the moon, and we're at 11.6 total science versus almost 8k total science. So that gap is starting to widen, and we got kind of exponential curve stuff going on here. Yeah, there's a lot to manage in late game old world turn 114. This many cities, there's a lot to keep in mind. Like if I look back on my cloud games and that go this long, like I'm easily taking 10-15 minutes a turn just because there's so much to do. So props to these players to fitting all this in like 6 minutes. It's not easy. And of course, with tight, they can still make worker moves on the opponent's turn, which can be hard. But then you forget you want to move a unit. Like it's not as easy as it looks. There's a lot to juggle going on here.
If we have learned anything from previous games, if we have taken a look at them, the science advantage is great and wonderful, but if you're not using it for the correct technologies, for example, if you're not going for that unit upgrades that you need to end the game, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, so I've been doing some save file
Are.
analysis. I think I did like an analysis of the first 12 games that I had data for. And it turns out the player with higher early science actually ends up losing, right? Because
Yeah.
like science doesn't win you games. It turns out military score is the only thing that correlates with victory. Having a larger army than your opponent usually leads you to win. And not always. Sometimes people will swap sides, but like whoever has the bigger military at the end of the game, that person wins. Shockingly, not really a insightful thing to note, but like you can definitely overinvest in science, especially if you're unfocused, as you say, right? Like you get a little bit of everything, and then an opponent just beelines towards one tech, and their economy like is built around supporting building that one unit. But that's enough because they have a lot of that one unit, and you're in trouble. I remember playing a game where I think I doubled my opponent's total science, like straight up doubled. I think I had 20,000 science or something insane, or like 10,000 to their 5,000, something completely like just completely destroyed them on science. But they had 25 longbows, and I had no answer for 25 longbows. Not at turn 90. I was like, oh shit, what do I do here? Like I've outscienced
Mm-hmm.
you, but like Polyvolley is still 5 years away on turn 90, and you have 25 longbows. I am in trouble. And like it's very possible to build your empire around getting a lot of longbows and just sending them into like sure you don't trade evenly, but like you just have more stuff than the opponent. And yeah, obviously balanced forces are better, but like an 8 strength longbow before anyone has anything 8 strength is terrifying, especially if there's no forest to hide in.
Right. You gotta think of it as what what answer what can I answer my enemy with? What kind of question I can bring to my enemy and they can't answer. So what do you mentioned? Turn 90, he has 25 longbowmen. You are sitting here with a great amount of science and you're looking at it with, well, I don't have any swordmen or polypolus or ballista or anything to speak of. I have no answer.
Yeah, I mean, I think the right answer to 25 longbows is like ballista and better scouting. So you see the 25 longbows coming before they reach. And like, yeah, looks like a little bit of scouting here from Rome. Like to see this. He's checking what is up. This is and setting up an agent network. It looks like in this city.
Right.
So he's getting some vision. That's good. Like to see this as well. He's got agents up actually in most cities. It's actually getting him quite a bit of science, I think, from the agents. I think this is the Russian for agent here. Um, yeah, it's like one of these agents is like 10% of his science, more actually. If I can make this tooltip hold, there's 21 science here. Like 20% of the science of Rome is just from agents in Greek cities hanging out and learning what they can, which is pretty awesome. We can look at the science lead. Yeah. So this city is producing 7, and this agent is producing. This city is producing 70 science, and this agent is producing 21 science. That agent that you should probably swap to an agent that is better. Like you can sort. You can. This is kind of weird in the UI. If you go to this home button, you can. If you click this agent button here, then you can see all the cities you have agent networks in, and you can sort the city by science, and then put your highest wisdom agents into those cities. So like this guy, for some reason, is an agent over in. Okay, this guy is an agent somewhere here.
You saw him. I think it's the middle city.
No, he's not an agent actually. But if he were an agent here, he would get 35 science. So
No,
you wanna
he's an
assign.
agent somewhere.
He's an agent, but in the wrong city, right? He's only getting
Right, right.
16.5. If we were assigned in Pella, he would get 30 science. So like it's little optimizations like that then really can help. And like that menu is pretty good. I'll show the version of it in English as well. It's over here, show your cities, and then you can sort by show opponent cities, show cities with agent networks, and then you can sort by science, and then you can figure out, okay, where is the highest science city? Okay, I can put this agent there because that gives me the most science. And that definitely helps. And hello, folks in chat. If you're just joining us, it is turn 115 of this tournament game. Greece has just discovered coinage. Looks like he does have something targeted. He is going for mangonels. Nizar, you read his mind. He is going for mangonels.
He has to. He has to go for. Well, not really. I mean, with what he has, he can just inch in forward, and there are no horsemen to speak of,
I
and
don't
he
think he's
should
going to
know
inch
that.
forward. I think he's just going to sit turtle back and point victory away. Like, why attack at this point if you're Greece? Apart from reducing the risk of your opponent doing anything nasty to you. But like from his perspective, it seems like he's just going to sit back, put up mangonels, and be like, "Come at me." And yes, you've got some endgame units and endgame stuff in the game here, stuff that you usually don't see. Interestingly, he hasn't adopted serfdom yet. I'd almost actually prefer to see colonies at this point, and just obnoxiously buy tiles up to the border. Because why not? Well, you can, right? Like, and then you put
Yeah, you
mangonels.
can.
You
You can.
you put mangonels in there and make them line up with the family. Unfortunately, no hunters for sentinel, but like, um, yeah, like 5 orders isn't going to make a difference at this point. Although it still does. I mean, still like 3 or 4% of your orders. Um,
And he started with 72 orders, mainly
okay,
because he
I
has
don't I don't really understand these worker builds here. We've got workers being built on turn 115. What?
Well,
What?
if you have 72 orders and you just finish your turn with 30 orders, and you're not gonna attack,
Maybe,
you might
yeah.
as well make some workers.
Honestly, you should just go attack, right? Like, look at the swordsman. The swordsman can walk in and like do so much damage. You could walk in with these forces and just obliterate stuff, right? Like,
Yeah, well,
unify your forces. Um, I don't know. I don't feel like he's going to attack though. So settle
and
back, drink some tea, get some chamomile with some honey, and just sit back, relax, and watch the points go to the moon.
I mean, we're talking about 72 orders versus 40 orders.
I'm not entirely sure why he
Even
has this many orders.
I believe it's
Bunch of
because
improvements
he
finished or something.
has no, I believe he has elite. Elite store 100 orders between years
Ah,
based
he's
on how
storing
many he
orders.
leaves.
Okay. Uh,
So,
yeah, I would have really liked to see him take guilds, honestly, because it pays for itself in maintenance cost and also lets you build elder specialists without prerequisite specialists. And he's building lots of specialists. You could have just gone guilds, built all your elders, and then swapped to elites later. It doesn't matter. Like, jurisprudence came late enough, but like jurisprudence is such a strong, guilds is so strong now that it's it. I mean, so he's banking orders as well. So yeah, he'll be very well prepared if Rome attacks for anything. Also, he can bank up to those 100 orders and then have a really huge alpha strike. Back in the day, that was the use case for elites. You would bank all your orders and then attack your opponent with 100 orders plus whatever your normal order income is, and then be like, "Hello, I've just wiped out your army because I attacked you with 150 orders." So yeah, we've got a longbow up here. Kind of feels like he wants to attack. I don't know.
and with that many orders that he has, even if Rome decides to respond,
Yeah, no,
how many
it's over, right?
they
Like,
can't. They just don't have enough orders.
hey, this is the second annual community tournament. Solutka. Signups are closed. We had about 30 people register for this tournament, but if you join the Discord, you can definitely find matches. People are practicing duels. If you want to get into multiplayer, it's a great time to get into multiplayer. And then we're going to try to figure out when we're going to do the next one. I think we're going to at least try to do them once a year, and maybe more often than that. We'll see. But yeah, join the Discord, Old World Discord, and you can join the Organizing Games channel there, and then folks can you can easily get folks to do a practice game or two. Lots of folks are looking to train for the tournament, Nizar included. I've seen you posting organizing games, being like, "Hey, let's play." So,
I have been playing one game a day almost.
oh, amazing!
I I am planning on winning this tournament. Okay, I am gonna work as hard as I can to be the end game boss. just for the sake of doing it. And to be
Cool.
honest, my score at the moment is 3 wins, 14 games. So it's not looking that good right
Okay,
now.
you're learning a lot. You're learning a lot. I mean, losses teach you a lot more than wins do, right? Like wins, it's hard
Yeah,
to learn from wins.
yeah, and I'm very happy about these losses.
Losing is fun.
Hmm.
I've learned so much from losing
Especially,
to Frederick, to Scientific, to Fluffy. Be like, oh wow, you can do that. I had no idea. I don't know. So
especially against gracious winners.
yes,
Now, if they're
especially folks
sore
will talk about it.
winners,
Yeah.
yeah, if they're sore winners, ugh. But if they're gracious winners, they are telling you, hey, listen, I don't know why you did that. Why are you doing this? What were you thinking? That makes the game a lot more fun and enjoyable and reachable. That's what I
Over,
like about our community.
yes, over on the Rome side, I think he did get stirrups, and curious to
Yes.
see what he does tech-wise next. No real great
I
choices
believe
here.
that's rhetoric.
He's getting a free Byreme here, probably to cycle the deck.
Questionable.
I think it's fine. It's a cheap technology to cycle the deck because I think although he does have rhetoric offered, so he should get rhetoric at this
Yeah.
point.
He
So
needs rhetoric for the seventh law, no?
yeah, so that's actually like I'm not sure what's up with the free Byreme at this point. I would especially with rhetoric on offer, like you should just take rhetoric. It's a law. You need a seventh law.
You go rhetoric, constitution, onagers. No question on how important you need to do that. Metaphysics, so you can deal with the family situation, make them all into Judaism.
yeah,
No
although
excuses.
he has been doing a pretty good job converting, although I haven't seen that this session, but last session when he was dealing with minus 400 champion opinion or whatever, minus 400 landlord or one of those families, he did a good job. Pro tip, by the way, if your religious head is pleased, they can actually convert people for you without metaphysics. So if you can get your religious leader to please, they can do conversion work for you before you even get metaphysics. Maybe let me show you the tooltip in over here. So the Greek pagan dude is pleased, so he could convert anyone to Greek paganism just for 75 civics and 2 orders. Although the Greek situation right now is pretty good. Everyone's very happy. Hey, Drunken Meister, welcome. We're pretty generous in terms of scheduling. We recognize the tournament is going to take likely several months to complete. We're only about 2 weeks in right now. So in future tournaments, like if you're only able to play one every other week or something, that's not a problem. People are pretty good at scheduling games, and like as long as there's some availability, or like on a weekend, or like even if every other week or something, as long as you're just transparent and with people and be like, hey, I can play these in these times, it's not an issue for joining in future tournaments. And also encourage you to join the Discord as well. There's this great organizing games channel where you can find people to play games at whatever time of day or night. We've got a global community here. So yeah, there's no need to wait for a tournament to get into multiplayer. You can, of course, dive right in. And welcome. All right, let's see what Kiriyama's up to here. He's still got his orator on the throne. Family opinion, not great. Unfortunately, interface is in Russian, so I don't read Russian. Apologies. We do have a Hastasis here, and yeah, would really love to see that free Byreme be rhetoric. Not really sure what a Byreme is useful for at this point in the game here. Like this is flat plains. There's pretty easy. You can just walk over. No need for a Byreme. Like sure, maybe it'll speed up a little bit with coastal movement, but like, or maybe he wants the Byreme to go kill the lighthouse. I don't know. That could be interesting. Like I'm trying to think why he wants a Byreme. He could bring a Byreme over here and go kill the lighthouse.
I mean, I took a look with the Hestatus versus the Swordman versus the Longbowman versus the Flangite. It's dealing 4 damage.
Yeah, I mean it's a 6 strength unit on
1
turn 150.
damage.
It's a 6 strength unit on turn 114, so it's not going to have a good time on the field. It does do
You
8 damage to a
need
horseman, so you need
you
that 7th
need
law.
those legionary. You need to go rhetoric. You have no excuses for not going rhetoric.
He's actually got a pretty good unit comp, right? If he gets that 7th law and goes legionary into legionary longbow, That's a pretty good composition because you got a ranged unit and a melee unit. Add in a horseman or two for routing, and you have a really nice comp.
And Greece would have no real response to
I mean,
it.
Greece has the response of having phalangites and longbows and onagers and horsemen. So, like, they have a response too. And look, Greece did go colonies and is buying tiles. Not entirely sure why they're buying these random tiles here, but love the idea of going colonies this late if you're getting navigation this late.
Gotta color them all in blue, baby.
Yeah, not really sure why we're buying these tiles. No wonder requirements for those tiles. So yes, multiplayer is a completely different game. In my opinion, it's a lot more fun than single player. Single player is fun, but it doesn't have that someone is trying to kill you energy that multiplayer has. Like there's a sense of aliveness that multiplayer gives you that just isn't there. And people are clever. The AI in this game is very good, but people are much cleverer than the AI as well. So. And you can't do Diplo in a duel, right? Like you can't be like, I will send you a trade mission or I'll give you a luxury, don't attack me. Doesn't work. I wish it did. Because then I could science to the moon in peace. But no, I send scientific tea or dies, it doesn't matter. He just comes and attacks me anyway. So rude. But yeah, I think we do have an onager rolling up here from Rome and a longbow. Maybe he's gonna put that bireme and like try to attack here. Maybe. Oh, we have a new ruler in Greece, tactician. So the commerce student is still a commerce student, but he went tactician. Was that an abdication? No, I think it's a death. Yeah, I missed the doomed.
Out of the death.
Got a lot of events here. Become superstitious, which is not great. Could get walls, 810 training. Could pay a lot of money to keep the Greek pagans happy. Yeah, so get even more culture in Pella. Looks like he is going for mangonels. Family opinion did drop a little bit, especially sages, but mostly okay.
82 orders. There is no time in the world for you to spend all of that.
I mean, I think he's banking at this point with guilds just because he's running out of, or elites because he's running out of time, which, I mean, makes sense. But like, and I guess that's why he's building some workers here, but he has a bunch of work. I don't know. Would love to see martial code adopted here, just so you can rush with money. Doctrine, so you can rush with orders. Actually, doctrine, I think, would be the right choice here because you could turn those orders into units. That's the beautiful thing about doctrine.
Right, agreed.
You give a lot of orders, well, spend 25 orders to make a phalangite. Boom. Right? Or you can like start a little bit of production to shave it off. Or I think that's one of the things I did in one of my games where I was like, I need to build an elephant. I don't have any training in this city, but I have orthodoxy. So I'm going to spend 20 orders making an elephant.
Yeah.
But why not?
Yeah, you're not doing anything with it. You might as well. You're not attacking. Might as well.
Yep. Especially in standoff situations like here where you've got a lot of orders banked. Let's see. Greece is kind of just poking around here. Doesn't look like he's attacking or moving around. I guess he dealt with the event stack there. Lots of events. He did pay off the pagans to keep them happy. Did take the training. Did run a festival and got some discipline as well. So that's a pretty good leader. 3, 2, 3, 4. Imagine if she had been double tutored. She is a tactician as well, which means all her units, all her ranged units are going to be invisible in forest. And where is she? Let's see. She is over here on this swordsman.
She is on a
so
swordman.
she will stun. I'm curious. I didn't see what his other choices were. I don't know if you saw. I'm curious what the other choices are because I don't know that I would take tactician this late. Mostly because the stun on a single unit just does not matter when there's tens of units.
I am unsure what the options are, to be honest with you.
Presume it was last turn. We've kind of just been talking because the game has been pretty slow at this point.
2 turns, yes.
Yeah. So
Goes
curious.
18, she's 20 now.
Yeah.
And we have been just, I mean, the only option we have really is chatting because both players are a little bit slow on what they're doing. And we have an elder poet in Trepezus. So,
yeah.
And in Lactose.
I mean, we're 14 points away from point victory. We have
I am.
lighthouse under construction. Presumably, once this city hits strong, we'll see 2 more wonders start there. I would love to see the Circus Maximus started. I'm curious if her sister becomes a builder, whether we'll see an abdication to a builder, because that could speed stuff up quite a bit. Culture-wise, let's see. We've got, points within 20 years. 1, 2, 3, 4 points within 20 years, and then 5, 6, 7 kind of within 24 years. So yeah, a couple wonders, a couple points. We're 14 points away. 4 more wonders is 8 points. And then yeah. So we just need 6 more after that. And of course, we still have that religious wonder. People always forget about it, but it is really good. You could build it. I don't think we have it right now. We don't. So easy to forget. There's 2 points sitting there as well. So yeah, opulence is also a quick way to get points, so you don't have to wait for the culture. Realistically, though,
Agreed.
realistically,
I'm not seeing a.
no estates yet.
No, I'm seeing a couple of estates. Just I'm not seeing opulence being used.
Yeah, I mean, it does take some time to build, but he does have the money for it. Let's actually see where he can build opulence.
2 turns in his capital, in Pella.
Yes. So, that's why the training sucks in here, because there's an estates. Okay. That's another thing. Why do you have an estates and then you're also building elder officers? Very confused. Yeah, so we could build an estates there. Estates is a little risky in that it does tank your training economy, but honestly, at this point, you're probably mostly on a rush economy anyway, or should be if you had doctrine and martial code. Or you can just leverage your champion city printing units. We are seeing upgrades to the onagers, probably ahead of anticipated mangonel upgrade here. There are still ways off. Let's see what Rome is doing. Really curious what he's going to do with that free Byrene and where it will attack. Curious where it's going to pop out also. Hopefully not in this lake. That would be horrible. All right. Rome's first turn. The free Byrene did pop out over here. Rome now has an interesting choice. Could get swordsmen themselves, doctrine, martial code, or infantry square for pikemen. What would you pick here, Nizar?
Swordman. He's gonna have to.
Swordsman.
I mean, here's the thing. The Legionaries is basically a swordman, but you are kind of behind. I mean, martial code would be a good option. I would not go doctrine, mainly because you kind of don't need the temples, and you are hurting on orders.
He is going martial code.
Yeah.
Rush economy. I don't know that I would go into Cataphract just because Cataphract into Phalangite is not a good experience for the Cataphract. Although there aren't that many Phalangites.
Even with multiple Phalangites, if you take a look at the composition and he can see the standing of the army of Greece,
there's only 4
Phalangites. You can line up some.
Yeah, maybe Cataphracts could allow him to break through. Cataphracts will just obliterate even mangonels. They'll eat onagers alive. I've seen Cataphracts one-shot onagers, 20 full health onagers dead in a turn. It's actually terrifying. Greece
build like
Greece
10 of them and just run at the enemy.
Yeah, even 3 or 4 Cataphracts will just rip through all this, support it with something else. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Rome is beginning to run out of time in that we need to see an attack here probably within the next 10 turns, because otherwise Greece is just going to point victory in about 20 turns. And in theory, you need to capture a city if you want to prevent point victory. So you need to capture a city.
Agreed. And just take a quick look. We have cartography for Greece.
Yep, because I think he's going for mangonel. So
makes sense. Perfect sense. The real question is how much is steel science would be doing? 320.
Byrene moving.
Every 3 turns.
Ahoy there. Ahoy there. We got an ahoy there in the chat. Are we going to see an anchor? We do see an anchor. It's kind of the world's saddest anchor, but it's there.
Okay, the question is, what are you going to do with that?
Does this anchor even speed anything up? I don't think it does. So I'm a little confused about this anchor. I love the idea. But like realistically, you'd want to anchor here maybe so that you could coastal movement right away because I don't. You can just march over this empty plain. There's actually no benefit to no benefit to going over there. He does have a longbow and some onagers coming up here. He is kind of concentrating some forces. He got some more forces here, building some roads, bringing up this ballista. Maybe he is just going to leave a token force defending here and then pull everything else north. Concentrating forces of the way, and I totally love this idea of not attacking into this really fortified position and attacking these weak cities that are just settled. Interesting.
Even with all of that, even with all of that, I would go for the lighthouse.
You could go kill the
Go
lighthouse,
burn.
yes.
Yeah, I would go burn stuff. Force
Greece
my enemy to move.
Greece does see this bireme. It is in vision of the city, and Rome could see that. There's this cool button here that shows you enemy player visibility based on the borders that you see. It doesn't show you based off invisible scouts that you don't know about. So he does know that Rome can, or that Greece can see this. If he wanted to go kill the lighthouse, I would have preferred him like moving it very sneakily. Although it wouldn't be too sneaky because eventually like there's vision everywhere. But yeah, like you could also just force march and attack this. Greece could then rush out a bireme from this city or this city and probably save it. But or realistically just move a longbow and attack, although the longbow doesn't do that much damage. Yeah, you could go kill the lighthouse though in 2 turns or with a second bireme. You could rush out a bireme. He is building a bireme actually. That is a bireme being built in Nida. So in 4 years. So that's definitely very interesting. Maybe we'll have another anchor and then we can invade this way. Could be very interesting here. I would have preferred to see I would have waited to anchor until I had both biremes ready because you kind of don't want to give away that you have a bireme.
Yeah, now there's an answer that can pop up from IceMatrix. The
Yeah.
question is, what's the answer?
I mean, you can just station an onager here. You
I
could
just watch.
you could put an onager in the city. You could put an onager in the city. You could also just build your own biremes. Both these cities can rush. You have, well, if you had any rushing technologies like Doctrine for Orthodoxy or Martial Code, or you had Civics, you could rush. He doesn't actually have a way of rushing this out right now. So you could be really cheeky and put your tactician on. You put your tactician on this longbow and then walk onto this hill and then just chain stun the bireme. You could do that.
Agreed. What's a Byram gonna do? What is
Yeah.
Kiriyama gonna do exactly about that longbowman?
So one thing I want to point out, these notifications are really handy in multiplayer, just to see what is visible. So you can see, even if you didn't see visibility, if you weren't looking at it, it can be helpful to be like, oh, wow, there's a bireme visible. And are there actually 2 biremes somewhere that I saw? I don't know why I'm seeing 2 notifications there.
It's because it went through the fog.
It went through the fog, so it appeared and then disappeared. Yeah, because there's only 1 boat right now for that. So the notification obviously doesn't track which unit is which necessarily. So, but yeah, I think this is going to be Greece's last leader, Sain the New, a tactician, cunning, tough, bold tactician.
All right, here's the longbowman. He pushed. That is 4 damage. Swordman is getting close. We're fortified to block the attack.
Yeah,
on that
I don't
longbowman.
love that fortify because that like they can just walk around the swordsman. Like they can kill the swordsman, but we might actually have some combat here. So love to see it. We're gonna have some combat up here in the north by the seashore. So this feels like a very, very suicidal force. Like it's just not enough, right? Like also like
How?
I don't know why this is triggering a reaction because like okay, like the anchor doesn't actually solve any problem. Like it doesn't speed anything up. So okay, well let's see what happens.
The question I have actually is why does the Scythian horse on the right side of that border or left side of that border has 3 um, in Bricks City? Yeah, why does he have 3 fatigue?
Because Rome.
Oh, Rome being Rome. Right.
Rome gets an extra fatigue. So yeah, I think he had an orator. Rome has an orator and did spend
Legitimacy
some
for it.
legitimacy. I think -9, so bought 9 legitimacy worth of units. So you can do that with orators. Um, it's not going to
The
go well
question.
against champions. It's probably not worth
Yes.
it, but
That's what I thought of instantly.
especially not this late in the game. But yeah, this Byreme is like, okay, this is more forces moving up here, but like
That's the perfect bait.
don't really understand these fortifies. Don't understand this whole motion up here actually. Um, Byreme in
Motion
the
for
forest,
the.
hidden here. I mean, honestly, if I'm Rome, I just pull the Byreme back and say bye. Like, I don't
No,
think
no,
it's
no, no.
worth attacking. You could go in and attack.
That is the perfect bait. You just don't understand the genius of
Who's
Kiriyama right now.
yeah? What's the bait? He pulls up all these forces and now
I
kills
don't know
them?
what to
Question
do
mark.
with
Like
it.
what's the
I
next
don't
motion?
know with it, but there is a genius move over here.
Like this Byreme, like if this was fortified on this hill, then maybe, but it's not. Also, there's a Greek scout right here because he's an agent in this city. So like,
I mean that he has a horseman that can deal 8 damage to that horse archer. He just needs 12 damage. I don't know how
I
he
mean,
can get
his
it.
forces are just going to get obliterated by the swordsman, right? Like it's like
Oh yeah,
you
big
just
time.
it's going to be ugly. I mean, I think he might have just poked the bear here, right? And now, like, if he attacks these units, then he'll lose
Right.
those units, and then they'll just come over and kill his city, which is great for us observers because it will lead towards the game ending before point victory, but may not have been what Kiriyama intended with his Byrene. So
And I just noticed that the north side, the amount of units that were moved to the north side just as a response to a soul Byreme
yeah,
is impressive.
yes, and Greece has also moved units in the south here. Greece is in fact pushing everywhere at this point. He's like, oh, you want to sail Byreme up to me? Well, I'm going to go attack you now, or at least move forward, because these look like fortifications, and like he's setting up onagers and like more defensive than anything else. But like, yeah, this very interesting what you can do with a single Byreme. So,
I mean, honestly, looking at it from IceMatrix position, I would do what you just said. I would put my tactician on that wonderful, wonderful longbowman, put it on the hill, and just, you know,
stun the
stun it
Byreme and see what happens. Yeah, would
to
have needed it. Would
infinity.
yeah, it would have taken 2 turns to do it, but like because awkwardly the tactician is on a random swordsman down here. Really don't love tacticians on melee units. The stun is too valuable to have on a melee unit.
Right. The point of that stun is what I learned from my experience watching these games, playing with tactician. The point of it is not to kill the unit, but to render it useless.
Yeah, it's CC, right? So like,
Right.
um,
Every
and
unit that is
it also
gonna
means
create.
it also means it cannot retreat. So if your opponent
Yes.
retreats, that unit is staying behind. So you will
Yes.
eventually kill it. But yeah, you don't want to stun something and then instantly kill it the same turn. There's no point because you get no value out of the stun.
It. The idea is I just want to make sure that your strongest unit is out of the game.
Scientific in chat says IceMatrix needs to sneeze in Rome's direction and the game would be over. Well, maybe this Byreme is something that got into his nose and is going to trigger a big sneeze. We'll find out here soon.
Yep, that's the dust right there.
My hope is that we don't just see this Byreme leave and then Scientific just, or then IceMatrix just retreat into his city and just wall up again and fortify because like you can take this city. There's nothing here. This isn't even a fortified onager or an unlimbered onager, and you have pretty good vision. So
And we have ballistics being researched by IceMatrix.
all right, well ballistics is interesting because he's going to get ballistics before Greece will,
No, no, no.
right?
But IceMatrix is
Oh no,
Greece.
no. IceMatrix is researching ballistics. Sorry, yes. Rome is researching martial code. Sorry, I forgot to toggle over because I've been mostly observing an IceMatrix just because the interface in English is a lot easier to follow. Um,
If that's the case, I wish that the developers would
they're
put
doing
a
it next
way.
patch. Next patch, they said they're going to fix it.
Nice.
Yep.
I love the developers of this game. They are watching
Very
the matches
responsive. Yes.
and they're looking at it. It's like, huh, the players want something. I guess we might as well do it. It is a treat for the players to have an active community and active development like that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I feel about these hamlets on rivers. Like, I hate these hamlets on rivers. Like, I understand, I guess he wanted this cow. I'm not entirely sure why. Yeah, some really interesting slash questionable choices. So,
I would have loved baths in there.
baths would have been good. Lumber mills would have been good, given that he needs wood badly. But I think we're nearing the end here. Good. He's done a good job now, finally, like connecting all his cities, or almost connecting. I guess he needs one more road here or two more roads. I guess one more road here would do it. So
I'm hoping that Kiriyama can actually speak just enough English to be able to watch these streams to learn a little bit more about what he can or what he should be doing to improve his gameplay. I have played against a guy, actually, and
mhm.
he trashed me just because he
you,
had a tactician as a start. So
mm.
he has the skills. It's just that he doesn't. It needs a little bit of refinement there and there.
I mean, honestly, if he had just gone early game, gotten a tactician, settled here, 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 and then just went in with a turn 30 attack with tactician and a bunch of archers, I think Greece would have been dead. Like
Right,
IceMatrix did not. IceMatrix played very greedy, and didn't have any military at the start, pretty much. Like if we look at the military
right.
graph, like
Uh,
Greece was way like turn 30. We've got 120. That's like that's three art. That's three slingers. Like that's not enough on turn 30 to hold anything. Three slingers are not going to stop anything. And
right, but
I think I
we
figured out the military score graph. By the way, it's strength times 10. That's all it is.
looking at it, when you look at the matchup for Rome versus Greece, you gotta always remember the most important thing. Rome wins that early game, you win that mid game, but eventually Greece is gonna eclipse you in science and win that late game.
Yeah, I mean the
Greece has
Roman
no response to your unique unit and to all the other units.
the Roman
You
zealot.
gotta use that.
The Roman extra fatigue is huge. The Roman training on every city is huge, especially early when you are running off of training. Um, yeah, it's very hard to stop a dedicated Rome push early. Um, I'm curious. We haven't seen any of it in the tournament so far. I haven't seen anyone just pick a small map and then pick Rome and just go effing kill someone with like an early tactician forward settle. Be like, I'm just building units and I'm coming to kill you with all my units, and then you're not going to have anything like, hello, I'm here at turn 20. What are you going to do? Or turn 30? Again, focus, right? Like that single, like picking a goal and just executing that goal. Um, we saw a little bit of it with Becht and Fluffy. I think Becht teched for Axeman and got turn 14 Axeman as Assyria, but then didn't attack with it,
Of course,
which didn't help. Um,
uh, that was basically my match against Jams, you know? Like, I knew he was gonna go Spearman, so I went to Syria with an Axeman, because he went to... So, you gotta have a goal in mind, you gotta have a plan in mind, and you gotta go for it.
yep, it's better to have a bad plan than no plan at all. And honestly, like I think you can just walk in with a plan without even seeing the map. Obviously, you're the correct thing is to read the map and figure out what the right plan is based off what the map gives you. But like having some plan, even if it's a bad plan, is better than no plan. But I mean, again, this is all like I'm so happy to see so many people playing in the tournament, and I'm hopeful that I've heard that people are pretty happy with commentary because they're like, oh wow, I've learned so much just listening. It's great to have people analyzing my game, even if they do sometimes they're like, oh, why are you doing this? But like we heard stuff like, I'm never gonna forget to upgrade with judge leaders ever again because like scientific ripped into me like 10 times for not doing it. Um,
Right, and we got a first kill right here. That was an 8 unit, that was definitely a flank guide on the middle side of the city. We got that is 7 units I
Oh
mean that
yes,
flank guy,
Ro-
the
Rome
solo flank guy.
Rome did kill this phalangite. So let's see what Greece responds here. We do have a little bit of combat. We have first bloodshed. Phalangite that was killed for free. No
Oof.
forces. I guess there's a swordsman that can easily retaliate here, and some more swordsmen. But
Force march.
I mean, only the swordsman is in range. Everyone else is a force march away. He does have 1800 training and 35 orders because he burned a lot of orders last turn. I think he'll be able to pull some swordsmen down here, but like, I don't know that I would pull a swordsman to kill this maceman just because you're going to walk directly into a ballista, and the ballista actually does more damage than the swordsman because it's a ballista. Because he is coming and doing this, so
Right.
he's putting the swordsman directly in line of a ballista, which and he uses a
That's
longbow. So
that's 10 damage plus that 2 from the longbowman. That's the maceman down. We still have a slinger for some reason in here.
yes, I presume he doesn't have the wood to upgrade. He has 0 wood right
He
now.
doesn't have the training and he doesn't have the wood. He can start shopping. When you're desperate, you're desperate, and right now you are more than the word desperate.
Rome is. I
You
think
need
I think Greece is in
Rome,
fine
yes.
position. Like Rome
Mhm.
actually did not end up moving this Byreme. It did anchor, but again, it's not a very valuable anchor because it's easier for Roman units to just march across the open plain than to go up to the coast. Um,
I mean, as Rome right now, all I can think of is delay, delay, delay.
well,
Hope that you keep wasting his orders,
I mean,
so
honestly,
you use.
if I'm Rome, I would not have poked the bear until I was ready to poke with something, right? Like just sending a
Yeah,
Byreme like this little attack, you're either going to lose these units or you're going to trigger enormous Greek response, and then you're going to lose these units. And then they're just going to
right.
keep walking and kill your cities, right? Because like they're like, well, I guess I'm over here, so I might as well just kill this city that seems to be undefended over there. Um,
I mean,
yeah,
if I'm
and
looking here with a swordman and I see a slinger on the enemy, I'm gonna run you down.
yeah,
I'm
I mean,
gonna go
and
after you.
I'm trying to think here. Like, if you swapped me in right now in Kiriyama's position, what would I do? Or like swapped me in 2 turns ago. I think I would scout, which he did, and then I'd be like, okay, what is the unit comp that I need to beat his unit comp? We can take a look with our perfect vision to see what that unit comp is, right? The units he has right now, he has a bunch of swordsmen. He has a couple of horsemen. He's got a pretty good diverse comp, a lot of longbows, some onagers. So I don't see any obvious weaknesses. There's enough horsemen that mass ballista is going to be a problem. Crossbows could be interesting, although longbows are hard. Of course, your unique unit also is against melee, so that could work as well. You
Right.
do have swords, which are anti-infantry. So maybe like a sword, longbow, horseman push would work with some onager support. I don't know, but having some focus and like pushing in. But like, I think this is a challenge that Kiriyama has. He's kind of done, like, he's kind of attacking in like unfocused small groups without overwhelming force. And he was doing this against the camps as well. And like, it just doesn't work when you attack with a little bit here and a little bit here. Um, yeah.
That being said, he did just force Greece to use all of their orders to redirect the attack all the way around.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm Rome, I don't know that I want to force Greece to use orders to come kill me.
I
I want to get
agree.
in a position of strength and then go kill Greece. And interestingly, Rome technically won this exchange. They killed a phalangite, which is 8 strength, and only lost a maceman for it. So advantage Rome from the exchange. Like Greece did not actually do much to punish this. Like he only killed 1 unit and didn't kill anything else, which is kind
No,
of
I
interesting.
definitely agree with you, but just imagine, like, I'm just riffing here.
Yeah.
What if you just keep attacking and pulling from one side to another while you're also developing yourself? You are forcing the enemy to
You're wasting a
waste.
ton of orders. You're wasting a ton of orders yourself.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
better
I'm,
not
I'm
to,
just,
not the way old world works, not when you're in an, yeah,
I, I
like
know. I'm just
harassment is,
hoping.
yeah, harassment works when you have your enemy distracted. So like one thing you could do is imagine Greece didn't have any units up here. You do a big attack somewhere, doesn't really matter where. You do a big attack, and then you send like 2 horsemen to pillage shit. and now
Right.
you're forcing a split opinion, and you're just running around pillaging. You're not even trying to kill anything. You're just pillaging.
Right.
That can work. But honestly, half the time you'd probably be better off having those horsemen with your main army and routing, right? So like,
Right.
Zoroastrian disciple from Greece here. Maybe he realizes he can build the religious wonder. Hopefully, that's the only reason I would think of you would have a Zoroastrian disciple being built at this point in the game, because he doesn't actually have any disciples. I hope it's for a religious wonder. That is the city with the founding, and we have a trireme coming out here for Greece. So
And
Greece is going to kill that bireme. All right, let's see what Rome does.
and I believe, if I'm correct, it gives some victory points. I think it gives
2
two,
victory points. Yep. That's why I'm
which is
hopeful.
what he needs.
Yep.
Slowly inching at it.
All right, he's pulling back with the ballista, and he's retreating with all these forces, but also like shooting slightly. Like this longbow is just gonna, this archer. It's not even a longbow. I hope this becomes an upgrade to a longbow. Except he doesn't have the, he does have the money for it. He could upgrade to longbow. I would love to see some mass chopping in this forest here. Like just send workers out and chop, 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 or just build some lumber mills. I'm not sure why you're building river hamlets when you could be building for lumber mills.
Just a quick update on the Greece side. The heir did become an orator,
Not a builder.
not a
Okay.
builder,
Thank you.
which is what he needs.
Yeah,
He needs that
builder
builder.
builder would speed up victory here quite a bit. All right. So Rome is kind of pulling back a little bit here. They do have a longbow here. The Greek scout, of course, is here from making agent network.
At this point of the game, you gotta always think, hey, my opponent can see everything.
Yeah, at this point, you should assume that your opponent has vision. Turn 118, they probably have agent networks everywhere.
Yeah. And the only reason I say that is because, well, your opponent is a tactician. He get +2 vision.
Yeah,
So that is
which
bad
is a
for you.
lot. Which is a lot, actually. It's a pretty big difference. Like,
Yep.
let's look at here. Like, you can see how far outside city borders he sees. He sees a long way.
Yeah.
That is kind of an underrated +2 vision range. Kind of an underrated trait of tactician. But
Right.
it can be really handy, especially early game when you're scouting with a tactician start, because you can scout more effectively. If you haven't played with a tactician leader and scouting early, it's well worth playing and trying it out and just seeing like, oh wow, I can just see. It's so much easier to scout because I see so far.
And throw in Swift on top of it. That map is all yours.
Yep. Yeah. Walls in Lictos here from Greece. Not really sure I would be investing in walls at that point because like
Yeah, what is he gonna kill
I'm
it with?
I'm not worried about the city falling, and I'd rather have the stone for wonders if that's my win condition. All right, we've got some combat up here in the north. We have some spearmen moving in on this horse archer. Longbowman could finish this off, of course, at the risk of being in spearman range. Oh, we have a horseman coming up, and we killed
All right, there we go.
that, and then we immediately attacked there on the swordsman, which is not going to be a pleasant experience.
Question mark?
I mean, honestly, you should just retreat. Like, you can't fight this force. He doesn't have great vision, though. He just sees a couple. Would love to see a scout. Where are his scouts? He has a scout over here and a scout over here. He doesn't have more. He doesn't have any. This is another thing to keep in mind. When you're attacking, especially late game, but in general, you want to have vision into what you are attacking into, right? From Kiriyama's perspective, he just sees these 3 units. He doesn't know anything about this unit. He doesn't know anything about this. He doesn't have an agent in this city knowing that there's a trireme going to be out. He does have a scout, I guess, with some vision here because the agent network. But like, even with just seeing a swordsman and a longbowman, I wouldn't attack with this. Like, you're attacking with 3/6 units. Like, this is not going to end well. That horseman is dead. Oh, we're going in with the maceman here.
I mean,
Okay, another
I
maceman.
know.
We could get another kill here. I would have preferred focus fire and leveraging the route. Like, Although the macemen do shit
Right,
against the
killing that
swordsman.
swordman would have
The,
been great.
yeah, you don't have anything to kill it with, unfortunately. You really need ballista up there, but your ballista's on the wrong side of the map, and you can't build any more ballistas. So
I will take a moment and say, if the forces were equal for both parties, I think what Kiriyama is doing is actually ingenious, because what he just did is what is called divide and conquer. He knows that the enemy has a bigger army than him, so make a diversion, make him pull all of his army downward, which is what he did, or like a little bit fat, like at the bottom, and then go and kill that smaller contingent
yes,
that is focused on a
if
yeah,
he can kill the smaller contingent, I think that really like the problem like this works but he doesn't quite have the numbers in the
right,
north and the comp I like the idea, but like as you said, it like he doesn't quite have the fort. Like he's gonna
right.
all these units are potentially dead. Maybe like how can Greece get the swordsman over there? Let's see what is Greek's training. They have 1100 training in the bank. This swordsman could force march into this if needed. We have a ballista that is not going to be could force march in as well. We have this is all dead if Greece plays correctly.
Right. No, agreed 100%. And that is, as I said, only if they had some sort of at least equal forces or close to the word equal. That is not the case.
Yeah, no, I
So,
mean I agree. Like don't attack into this because this is not going to go well for you. But like um, Greece can also just push in here and like kill all this stuff too. Like at some point, I worry that Kiriyama has poked the bear, but like also selfishly from a commentator observer perspective, we're approaching 10 hours in this game at this point, and like yeah, I'm very happy to have him poke the bear and have Greece wake up and like go kill Rome because like Greece could have done this 10, 20 turns ago. So it's good motivation for Greece to end the game.
I mean, I'm seeing axemen being built. I'm seeing a slinger being built. I'm
Yeah,
seeing
he,
a
he
bireme
doesn't he
for
doesn't
some
have the
reason.
economy. The problem is he just doesn't have the economy. Like he's trying to run a longbowman on 0 wood income. Um,
I'm seeing a grove being burnt with 2 years left with a gardener in it. A farm with a farmer in it.
yeah, he
Seeing,
hasn't repaired from this raid. He's out of orders as well. Um, there's just a lot to
seeing,
juggle this late game, right? Like it's late game is
yeah.
definitely hard. Um, I had the fortunate experience of playing a lot of cloud matches when the meta was to go to turn 100. So I got a lot of reps into that late game. It's hard to get experience in that late game otherwise. Where you're managing like 15, 16 cities and need to figure out like how to focus. And all right, Rome or Greece is moving in. Boom, ballista force march.
That is 13 and a 7.
Yeah,
And clear it up with a bowman and a swordman right now.
that horseman will do 9 damage to that ballista, but assuming the horseman lives, which it probably won't. So would love to see this horseman come by and rout. Indeed, there we go. And now don't attack. Do some more damage and get another rout on. I guess it doesn't matter because there's nothing to chain to.
No, it
But
doesn't. There is nothing to route, sadly.
yeah. But yeah,
That's
this
the second one.
yep, can easily kill this horseman. Yep, there we go. And then the swordsman cleans up. Then you can move this guy to zone a control lock. The longbowman here with the spear. You got a crit. Does he have anything else to kill with? Does have that trireme. Bireme has retreated. I don't see any other forces. I guess we could get a force march here. You could force march this guy. Zone of control lock. Okay, he's attacking with a spear. Maybe force march this swordsman, I think is the only thing that's even with remotely in range.
That slinger is dead. On the goats at the bottom, well, the middle site.
Oh, he's also attacking here, interestingly.
I mean, he
don't
doesn't
love
need to clear the rest of the forces.
I don't love this like split attack. Like I think you should just like I don't know, punch through here and like have overwhelming force and take this city. Like this is actually kind of vulnerable, right? Like it's
I
not
mean, I
gonna.
feel like
I mean, it's over at this
I
point. So
I feel like IceMatrix is being reactive rather than proactive.
yeah,
He is going with the Carthaginian method. I think you need to be a little bit more Roman in this situation and just go get them.
yeah. I would also love to see a swap to Constitution and run decrees in Pella at this point because you're actually pretty order limited. I would also love to see a swap from colonies onto serfdom. I really don't understand. He bought some tiles, then forgot about colonies, and hasn't really bought any other tiles. Um, so yeah, I would love to see because you actually do need orders right now. So um, yeah, yeah, and he can't quite reach this anymore because he moved the swordsman that could have reached it with force march. So I presume Rome is just going to retreat with this. He didn't zone a control lock it either. Would have loved to see like slightly different positioning so the longbow would not have been able to escape. Zone of control locking is so valuable to make it so that, similar to a tactician stun, units can't run away. We saw that Aaron used that against Fonder really well. He did a great job zone of control locking units to pick them off.
I mean, Aaron is a really strong player, and playing against him, having played against him more than 6 matches, he's really annoying to face. That's it. That's the word I would use.
400 science a turn for Greece now. I think that is also an all-time high that we've seen in the tournament. All right, let's see how Rome responds. Turn 119. He lost 5 units. Quite a lot.
All right, you made a move. You are now weaker and primitive.
I think he
Now
was
what?
weak. He was weaker and primitive when he attacked.
At least it's not much weaker.
And the Scythian site will, I guess, never get cleared. So, all right. So this longbowman can run away. Would like to see it retreat and heal into the city.
Ballista got force march in the middle part.
Okay. It did. He's going to kill the swordsman. This is what I was talking about. These
All right.
swordsmen are actually somewhat vulnerable. Not sure what else he's going to kill. I guess you could pull a maceman here, 4 damage. The
The
longbow
slinger deals 2
does
damage.
Slinger does 2, and the longbow distantly does 4. Could also pull this. Yeah, I don't know.
Why are we building some slingers still? Come on, man.
Presume because he wants to upgrade them to longbowmans, but like I would prefer like you do have lumber mills. It is turn 119. But you can
Okay.
continue to build slingers until you have both crossbow and longbow. Um,
All
I
right.
guess the longbow. Okay, and another sling. The slinger gets the kill on the swordsman. All right, but
Yeah.
it did take 5 units to kill 1 unit, which is not a good sign.
Everyone knows rock beats sword.
Yeah. All right. And that took a lot of his orders as well. So this is the power of higher tech and strength units. Like they are just more order efficient. He did pull back this longbow. Would have liked to see it in the city so it's safer because it can very much get picked off here.
All right. That's a bireme moving
The Byreme is going. It has
forward.
no idea about the trireme. The trireme is intelligently defending the lighthouse. So smart play there by IceMatrix.
We have 4 events for um Kiriyama.
Yeah, they're all sadly in Russian, so I have no idea what they say.
Well, one of them allows him to choose one of his royals into
Commander or
commander or
schemer. Yeah.
schemer. I think that
I think
that is
it says.
something.
I don't even know
And
which royal this is though. She had. Yeah, I'm not
his
sure.
heir can get the potential of going for +1 wisdom or not +1 courage because they don't have the training or experience. So that's an option. Then there is one about some sort of death, marriage. Let me translate real quick.
uh, yeah, Numidian something, or Scythian something, or Numidian actually. Yeah, I'm not sure. So maybe he wants to be religious head. All right, so he's pulling back in the north, and did kill that swordsman in the south. Um, I feel like, yeah, as Dragonmeister puts out, he has set himself up for a pretty good route chain here, because this horseman here could easily route through all 5 of these units. Would love to see that from IceMatrix next turn. Very, very doable. In fact, swordsmen have this great cleave ability here, so you could actually position here and then do really cute things with the cleave.
Well, yeah, but he will have to force march it.
No, you can. Oh wow, yeah, you do because of zone
Yeah,
control.
he will have to. Yes,
But he's got the orders
that
for it. So
that was a pretty clever placement, to be honest with you.
could also
So I
could
got
build a road here as well.
that is also a possibility if he thinks about that. He does have the worker in the city.
But I mean, he has longbows. He doesn't even need the cleave. He can just he can like
Yep.
the horseman does 10 damage to all the slingers. So you just need 10 more damage on something. So conveniently,
Yeah.
a longbow conveniently does 10 damage to 10 damage to a slinger. So
We're thinking about what is cooler, though.
the cleave is definitely cooler. So
Yes.
style points. Yeah, so it looks like the entire
Exactly.
Greek economy has been militarized and is like in full on military building mode. Even a conscript here out of Alexandria. So scientific, I think you made conscripts meta because people are hard building conscripts here. Although I think the correct way is you just upgrade your worker to conscript. You don't hard build a conscript. Um,
I'll be honest. The one who actually started that meta, Ninja. 100%. Ninja has been doing it quite often. The guy wins games with militias. I wish we would see it in actual games, though.
well, he is tearing up the lower bracket, so I presume we're going to see more ninja to come. So he did have a pretty back and forth game. He was very ahead in science against Oro, but forgot how to make unique units and
Yes.
did not have the right setup for his unique unit despite having everything else in place, which is a bit of a bummer. But hey, network games can be stressful, especially the first ones in a tournament. All right, so Trireme's still defending the lighthouse. Let's see what Greece does. Is he going to attack here? He did lose the swordsman last turn. Is he going to take vengeance? Is he going to push into this city? Is he going to push into this city? Oh, we did have a spearman attack here as well. I guess Rome. Again, I really don't love this attack in 3 different places, especially this one, because like attacking into a stronger place is just asking for death, right? Like, why would you move a spearman into range of an onager if you're not? Yeah. Oh, and this, yeah. Greece is
That's
probably going to just smash this city now because like he's almost there.
that's a scout that should not have died.
I think players just might not be used to the new scout reveal mechanics that just happened this patch.
Yes. Which is honestly a great patch. I feel like the 5 turns is a little bit too long.
I
I
think
would
it's
have preferred
reasonable.
3 turns for them to reveal, but you
I
know
think it's
what? That is
reasonable because you might forget in the heat of the moment. So like, I don't think there's a notification for the scout being visible. I wish there were. Um,
yes, like
like your scout is
way
now
above them
visible.
that shows the years.
That does show. Or it shows
Oh,
on
I
it
see.
show it's there on the tooltip. It's 5 years or something. in red number, like a pillaged improvement, right? So
Yeah.
like this one, 1 year over here. Oh
I
man, he lost
wish
the grove. Oof.
I wish it would be more visible, like above the
Yeah,
numbers.
send in a suggestion. All right, we got a swordsman going in here.
There we
Swordsman
go.
against
18
Slinger.
damage.
Swordsman on Slinger. All right, we got the first
There's
route.
the route.
Are we going to find 10 damage for another route? Longbow could do it. Swordsman could do it with some epic cleave.
Honestly, at this point, a worker can do it.
Oh, we got it. He cleaved. Love to see it. He got the damage with the cleave. Style points there. All right,
That
ballista's
is
down.
a
Nice.
ballista gone.
And then he attacked into the... oh man, you could have definitely taken that out.
I think he misclicked, question mark.
I don't know. Period. Comma. Semicolon. Are we saying all our
I would have,
punctuation out loud now? Question mark. I don't know if that's a
yes.
good idea, comma. What do you think? Question mark.
I wish he would have actually done this in a different way where the longbowman is the last alive. He
Yeah.
could have actually killed the
Well, I
slinger
think
there too.
I think the way they were laid out, he had to kill ballista or slinger, and he chose ballista, which is more dangerous. So that makes sense. He doesn't. I don't think he has the orders to kill this. Orders always run out very quickly in military combat. It's actually, yeah. And this is why I'm like, I would really love Constitution at this point. Tyranny
I
has
mean,
served its purpose.
looking at this, all I can think of is IceMatrix, buddy. Just focus. Oh, that's another scout dead in the back. In Pella. That is disappointing to see. All I can think of right now looking at all of this is IceMatrix, just concentrate your attack somewhere.
Yeah, just
Take
pick
all
one
of your
place.
units.
Just pick one place and kill it instead of just killing half of each place. Like, yeah, like you could have just ignored this attack and just gone in. Again, these players have been doing this all game. They've been like attacking barbarian camps in 3 different places, and then they take them 20 years to try to clear 2 barbarian camps because they send 2 units against each one. It's like, oh no. Concentration of forces. IceMatrix does have the ambition capture 5 foreign cities.
So go capture them.
Yeah, I mean 5 foreign cities is definitely doable here.
You don't even need fortify. What are they gonna do? Attack you?
Yeah, I don't know this move and fortify thing. Like, fortify does take an order every turn as it ticks up. It is actually very expensive. He is losing 3 orders every turn for 5 turns from fortify. Like, fortify is fine in a defensive position if you're fortifying something inside a fort when you're like, I'm not moving this unit again for 30 turns or whatever. That's fine. But like just fortifying out in the middle of nowhere, no reason to fortify. It's very order expensive. Like your orders are better spent moving more units so that they can't attack the unit because they're dead.
As much as I agree with you on that, fortify can actually be used very well with an onagger push. Just slowly, move
Yeah,
by
yeah.
move,
If you're
turn by turn.
like if like my point is more like this unit right here, randomly fortified. The
Right.
onager is still accessible, right? Like this unit
Yeah.
is doing nothing. Like they can just go around. Like a horseman here, if I can find a horseman, horseman can easily reach this onager and do 12 damage or 9 damage across the river. Like this fortify accomplishes nothing, except for wasting orders. All right, so the Roman bireme is back because the trireme is over here. Are we going to see a forced march against the lighthouse? He doesn't have orders. He could buy. He could
He does
force
have
march.
orders. You're looking at Greece. You're looking at
I'm looking at
Greece.
Greece. Sorry, because it's much easier for me to do the interface in the right language. He doesn't know the lighthouse is. Oh, good game. Victory is yours. Thank you. We have a concede from Kiriyama. Turn 120. Good game. Victory is yours. Thank you. Kiriyama has conceded. IceMatrix has prevailed.
That is, I mean, that was a great match. I'm sorry, Kiriyama tried his best to claw back at the game. Just didn't land. Just did not go the way he wanted it to go. Maybe at turn 50, at turn 60, he did probably have the advantage. Was not the case. Do we have we need a surrender,
Yes, I'm asking for
Kiriyama?
the surrender in Discord to see if we can get the surrender. It's possible IceMatrix did not see the chat. There is the surrender, maybe, or what was that
That is
message?
actually the disconnect
That was the
from
disconnect.
both players.
Okay, well, all right. I am happy to chat. Server connection has been restored. I just push surrender. Okay, there we go. Perfect. I will grab the save. Perfect. Good game, Kiriyama. So now both players have visibility. And maybe we can call both players to see if either would be interested in a chat.
I will definitely let you lead this, I guess, interview since you have been watching this match longer than me, especially the early part of the game.
Yeah, let's see
So
if players pick up. I am calling them, but no one is picking up right now. Although IceMatrix did say I am happy to chat. So we do have all the graphs here. Pretty big military score difference. National wealth, population, actually surprisingly close, although the specialist difference was a pretty big one. 78 to... Hey, IceMatrix, congratulations on your
he's
victory.
muted.
And welcome,
Kiriyama.
Kiriyama. Well fought game there. It was a pleasure observing this over the last 10 hours, and glad it came to a conclusion tonight.
I'm glad to play this.
Yes,
That was.
go ahead.
That my like third PvP game, and that was really interesting and a lot of experience gave me.
Yes, I hope you had fun. And hopefully, when you watch the commentator turns, we tried to provide some coaching advice and tips. I think the biggest thing that stood out is just clearing camps with sufficient forces. I think at one point you were trying to clear 3 or 4 camps at once and weren't succeeding in either of them. Had you just grouped those forces up together, and I think you eventually did that. You pulled a bunch of forces together and cleared the Thracians and settled right outside Greece's borders, which was we'd love to see that.
I'm really want to thank you for your streams. It was interesting to watch after my play. Yeah, and thank for the advices.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I hope you'll enjoy watching the streams. And yeah, and congratulations, IceMatrix. Looks like you unmuted now.
Yeah, I figured it out. I don't know why it starts off muted because I pushed the button and it's like highlighted that I've pushed it, but it didn't seem to recognize it. So I don't know. Yeah, what I was saying was that I think it got kind of scary for me in the early game when he made that initial attack that he started the war off there. I hadn't scouted to the right. I'm not used to playing on small maps, and he was obviously to the right and not to the north. That would have made more sense. And so he came over, but he pulled back because we were trading units. He must have thought he couldn't pull it off. But I think actually that was your chance to kind of push I don't know what you had in reserve units, but you were doing pretty good. And I didn't have a lot. My front lines were pretty thin. And I was having to burn through Civ capital in order to rush units to get them out there. And maybe you just didn't have the units near your front lines to get reinforcements up quick. But after you pulled back, my thought was that if I can just survive the next 10 to 15 turns, my science will just overwhelm and I'll win. But I was actually really worried when you were pulling that attack. I was like, I need him to decide to pull back. So I tried to kill off one of your macemen there in that early part of the game. But I think if you hadn't pulled back, I was kind of worried, to be honest. I thought am I going to be eliminated? So it was really dicey there for a moment. Wasn't expecting the attack at that time. It was a good surprise attack.
Yeah.
I will
That
take
was
a
my chance. Yes, I think so.
I will take a moment just to talk about the technology wise. Just looking at the technologies discovered, we have 40 for you, IceMatrix, 34 for you, Kiriyama. It is actually closer technology-wise than I expected. Thought that Kiriyama did look very behind at the end of the game, but when you look at it from the bigger picture, uh, Kiriyama definitely had the opportunity to end the game mid-game. What got you to back off at that critical moment mid-game to not finish the game right then and there? What was your line of thinking when that happened?
All my thoughts was about to get a bigger army and just attack, and I just can't it because IceMatrix is was bigger at the late of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would recommend going back and watching the commentary there. I think had you lined up that attack, you were upgrading Maceman as you were going along. You were pulling a ballista halfway through. You were kind of building roads as you were going along. Had you just done all those things together and pulled up your forces and then punched with everything you had, maybe 2 or 3 turns or even 4 turns later, I think IceMatrix had all his forces in the north fighting barbarians. So like you could have done some significant damage there. I think that was definitely a key moment. And like, yeah, IceMatrix, what was your win condition at the end? What were you doing? Were you going for point victory? We were trying to
I
figure
really
out.
liked mangonels. I wanted my mangonels because I wanted to be able to pull within 6 tiles of a city. And my late game is always mangonels, and so it's what I know best: how to defend them, how to put them and place them. And I was actually this last turn 121, I just discovered mangonels, and so I was going to be upgrading. But at the same time, I felt like, well, I've got swordsman, he doesn't. Let me just try to like start to push and poke and see if I can just start trading some units on the front lines and soften it up a little bit to make the sweep a little bit easier at that point.
Got it. And Kiriyama, what was the thinking behind this adventurous Byreme that we saw in the north?
Yes, I was wondering that too. I think he wanted to take the wonder out. That was my guess.
I'm just trying to bait you because I saw you had a bigger army, and I just trying to play some fun at the end of the game. Just I understand that I am losing, and that's all.
No, I mean, you could have taken out the wonder. This hurricane, there's tsunami also is helping you here. Like, I don't think the trireme is going to be able to kill it before it can kill the wonder. Cool. Well,
I
thank you. Go ahead, Nizar.
Looking at your early game, Kiriyama, too, like around turn 25, your growth is double mine. And then training, your early game was actually, I think, a lot better than mine.
Yeah, he
One
did a
thing I
great
did
job
wonder,
expanding.
yeah, I was impressed. Kiriyama, one thing I did wonder, literally wonder, why did you not seem to target wonders? I felt like your economy had to have been strong enough to build them. Or is it just slipping out of the back of your mind? I kept wondering, why am I able to build all of these right now? Even the early game wonders, I thought you had some opportunity to pick some of those off, but it wasn't something you went for. I was curious on that.
At turn 30, I just kind of loses my strategy, and I don't know what to do. Because of that, I'm just rushed for the all camps and starting to thinking about attack. I don't know. I just kind of lost.
Okay.
No
Actually, I
worries.
look at the stone. Your stone numbers weren't good in the early game. That might be why too.
I think we saw
I didn't
a
realize that.
turn 27 quarry or something. Like pretty late quarry building. Yeah. Awesome. Well, it was really enjoyable watching. Hope you both enjoy watching the commentated streams. I'll post the VOD for this one soon after. And thanks so much. And thank you, Kiriyama, for playing. Hope you enjoyed your games at the tournament. And IceMatrix, good luck as you continue on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I'll probably get eliminated next round. I'm definitely not used to multiplayer, especially on small maps. But it was a fun match. I appreciate your time, Kiriyama. It was good playing with you. And thank you
Good
all
luck.
for running the stream too.
All right, thank you
I
both.
hope to see both of you practicing more matches in organizing games. IceMatrix, I think you have the skills to not be eliminated. Just a couple of practice matches there and there. I'm always looking for people to play against, so don't be a
Yeah,
stranger.
I would love to. It's I'll explain kind of what I do for a living. I teach a math competition